NPP. It is on record that we criticized John Mahama. We fested the idea that he was incompetent at the time. And it benefited the NPP too. So if we are doing our work, we believe in doing our work. If it benefits the NDC, it benefits the NPP, so be it. But the point is that if it is right, it is right. If it is wrong, it is wrong. And so it is important that we put this on record. President Mahama, ever since he was voted into office, has done a lot of appointments. He's appointed many people to hold certain offices. And in making such appointments, he made it clear to them that, and some of us, that he was interested in assembling the right caliber of brains to help him govern the country. And to date, he is still reaching out to a certain, caliber of people to bring them on board. And I believe that the sensible thing to do as a governor or a president of any developing country like Ghana is not to look out for people, incompetent people, small boys, who would always yes-sir you to appoint them and assemble yourself with them as your appointees.
Excellent.
But to look out for people who have the brains, who can look up into your face and say that you are wrong. That is what John Mahama, please. That is what John Mahama is doing. He's gone on to do a lot of appointments of people who do not have anything to do with the party. But he tells them that, look, it is my responsibility to ensure that I assemble the brains of the country, regardless of wherever they come from. Professor H. Kwesi Prempeh, where does he come from? Okay,
he criticizes
so please let me land by saying that
you give me the chance. The context matters.
He's still reaching out to all. John Mahama is still reaching out to all, particularly from the realms of civil society, to bring everybody on board. And so, in my view, it is nonsensical to argue that a mere political appointment to help serve Ghana makes one necessarily belongs to a political party. The claim also that an appointment once made is benefits the appointee. Okay, it's also it doesn't make sense. It's a misinformation, because there are those of us who initially wanted to stay away, but we were told that no. You cannot sit on the fence and continue to criticize. And when you are given the chance to serve, you say that you want. So up to now, I want Dr. Zato to know. He knows me. Before I got appointment, I was, by the grace of God, an already self-made man. And today, because of where I am, there are things that I used to do that I love to do, but I can't do. Okay. There are things that I wanted to do, but because of appointment, you don't have to. Okay, so it is a misinformation, and it is a loose talk to say that everybody who gets appointment and all appointments are beneficial. And so instead of looking at what the person is able to do to serve the country, it is a low thinking to say that every appointment.
My response is this. I talked about MPP, but you didn't talk about MPP. You talked about me.
I'm not done.
It is nonsensical. Therefore,
I am not done.
For you to do that. There is a causal link between your actions and inactions that led to this position.
I am not done.
You can draw a straight line from the fact that your activism and your causal link gave you this position.
I am not done.
You got this position because you campaigned for John Mahama. John Mahama has rewarded you.
I want to be civil.
You cannot say, I must be civil.
I want to be civil by letting you finish. When you finish, I'll come back.
When I finish, where you were talking, it is also clear that your actions or inactions as a UTAG leader, your actions and inactions at the strike you did, has led to John Mahama to reward you. There were so many UTAG leaders who were here. How many of them have been appointed positions in Mahama's government? If Mahama hadn't won the election, you wouldn't have gotten this position. No, there's absolutely no way you would have gotten this position. So there's a direct causal link between your actions as a UTAG president.
I want to wait for you to respond.
There's cause and effect.
Okay, so you are done. Now, you see,
no, I'm not done. If you talk, I want to talk.
Hold on. You see, we cannot. You see, I cannot allow you to go on like this.
I cannot also allow you to go on like that. If you come at me, I'll come at you.
Okay, so let me just say this.
No, can I
indicated earlier that?
No, I have to respond. I have to respond.
Wait. When I asked Professor Jato, Dr. Zato, I beg your pardon, when I asked you a question about what the NPP was thinking in taking this decision, then you started off with this thing about Professor Jampo being appointed? Because the first question I asked you had nothing to do with his appointment or Lawyer Martin Kpebu's service as a member of the Operation Recover All Loot preparatory team. But you went on that tangent. I indicated to you before you answered the substantive question that some of the things you have said would elicit responses from the people that you directed them at. So that is what is happening now. I don't want the obstruction from what is going on now, based on the instances that you referenced previously. Because of the things that you said earlier, which had nothing to do with the question that I asked, it is only fair that the persons that you directed them at would also respond to some of the issues you talked about. Then we move on.
No, so, Mr. Host, so I think over the years, please, Alfred, we've run this program in a certain way, and you see, no, please, let us be civil and decorous about this. You see, when he was talking, I didn't agree with whatever he said, but I kept quiet. Also, it is important that he allows me to finish. Let us make the point again that I led a group, and a group was made up of sensible people, including himself. Whatever decision that I implemented were taken by the group, including himself. And so it is childish and loose talk for you to come and sit here and say that. No, please. He was saying some of these things. Please, let me finish. You see, let me finish. No. You see, but you see, but you are a member of UTAP. You voted for an issue and I implemented, and then you tell me that I am the one who did it. You betrayed UTAP. You betrayed UTAP. Today, there are people contesting for UTAP position and they say, I won't do a jump. There are people on campus say, please, I won't do a jump. Because they don't want to be like that. Yes, move on. I will respond.
No, I will also respond. Unless they sack me from here, because I will sit here and let you call me child. I won't accept that. I will take that from you, Jampo.
Let me tell you something.
Move on, Prof.
No, it is important I tell you.
Prof, move on. No.
Listen to me.
Move.
Now, I don't think.
I would no.
It is not fair on the opposition.
Move on. Next point, please.
To reference Dr. Zato with those expressions.
No, let's move on. Next point, please.
Let me conclude my point. Let me conclude my point.
Yes.
Because what he's doing here is what
Go. I don't think.
Can I continue?
No, I want you to withdraw those words of being childish. It's not right. And not make talk, Prof. Withdraw those words and let's continue. In the interest of this platform that you have also been here.
Then that will also apologize for hitting back.
Yes, I think it's just fair. For
the sake of viewers, I withdraw that comment.
Okay. And before you move on, Professor Jato, Dr. Jato, you also make that reference in respect, at least, for this platform. And for the people who are watching.
I also withdraw those comments.
So can I go on now?
Go on.
Yes,
all right.
Thank you.
So
let's move on to the
I will come to the MPPs. So it is important for us to educate Ghanaians or explain some of these things so they are not deliberately misinformed by people who know the truth and then they want to peddle lies. I led a group and I never took any decision or implemented any decision on my own. A decision that was implemented was always contingent on what the people or the group, the sensible people that were represented, the decision that they took. That was the only thing we sought to do. And so it is unfair that anybody will come and sit here and say that you did X, Y, Z. Please let everybody go to University of Ghana and learn how the lecturers there decide on issues and appreciate the fact and see whether it is possible for one single individual to influence. We led the strike. UG took decision to be on a strike against Galamsey. If you tell you the truth, I was the one who decided that the strike at a point in time amounted to romancing a stone. And so we should call it off. I spent 1 hour explaining to them the reason why we should call it strike. We should call off the strike. UG decided to vote and they voted against me, insisting that they still want to remain a strike. Ask him if he is truthful, he will tell you.
Okay,
and so the point is that the point is that I don't see why you should then come and tell me that I did XYZ.
So you've made
and then
point.
the point also that a president felt that you could do something to help, and he invited you. Suddenly, it benefits. It's so beneficial that you want to come and speak around it. The point, please.
Can you spend all the time to talk about this?
I'll come to the next issue. And so my point.
You have few minutes.
My point is to let Dr. Zato appreciate this. That for me, it is absolutely unacceptable, and I'm toning down for the sake of our viewers. It is unacceptable for him to come and sit here and continue. Last time he made that point, whilst I was on Zoom, that the appointment benefited you and all. I mean, that's it. I don't want to use that word. But
let's move on.
But the point is, I will decide on the party I want to believe I belong at appropriate time. When I decide, every Ghanaian would know. But the fact that a political appointee a president goes on to look for the right caliber of people to come and help him govern a country does not all of a sudden make those people he appoints members of his ruling party.
Okay, you made that point.
It doesn't. I think that we should allow others to make this kind of argument than we at our level making that kind of argument.
You made your point. Let's move on to the next issue.
Viewers, I think that I am sorry for the outbursts, but it is because of you, I've decided to tone down. But we cannot ruin the program as we've always had it. But I think that we'll find better ways.
You have apologized
of addressing some of these things, and yes. we have to look again at. I'll not recommend. I'll not make proposals publicly.
You have acknowledged you're wrong. Dr. Zato has done that as well. Let's move on to the issues. I asked a specific question, and I'll come back to you. Lawyer Martin Kpebu.
No, I've not responded to the MPP thing. I spent quite some time on that. Yes. And I will do a better response when I meet you privately.
So the two of you have your own friendships to deal with after the show. So look, you've spent a lot of time talking about your responses. I'm going to move on to
I thought you said we had our own issues. I have no issue with him.
No, you have your friendship.
He's been a junior colleague.
I didn't say issue. I didn't say issue.
He said friendship.
For example,
I don't have issues with him, but it's important that sometimes you come here to do some of these things because we are not here. It is unfair.
Listen to me.
Please.
You have made your point. You have spent your time responding to him. I'm going to move on to Lawyer Martin.
When appointing authority goes on to look for people to say they are partisan, it has benefited
this week you saw what happened within the week.
Talk about the MPP.
No.
Oh, why?
No. You spent time talking about your response to him. I'll come back to the next issue, the next phase of this conversation. But your initial comments was all about your response.
Yeah, but he started, gentlemen, and it was important that I responded.
We'll respond. You will go to the next issue after the second phase of the conversation. Your first and initial comments, you've exhausted your time.
But Mr.
exhausted your time.
It is important that you make the point that we have always been here together, and the program is not about. The program should not be destroyed by shouting. People coming here just to shout.
This week
we will not allow the program to be destroyed by people coming.
You are being very disrespectful.
I'm sorry about that, Alfred. But we cannot reduce this program to shouting match.
If you are apologizing for being disrespectful, let's maintain some.
Don't use that. I don't mean to disrespect. We've been together for so many years. So don't use those things.
Let's maintain some decorum.
Please don't use those things. Don't use those words. We've been here together. I am saying that it's important that we don't reduce the program to shouting matches.
Let's maintain some decorum. Let's maintain some decorum. Thank you.